Yeah, I mean, Aquanos was the shit. I never, even though I did that run so many bazillions of times, I never didn't have fun. I always enjoyed Aquanos. It had no matter what game mode you were doing it on. If fighting the boss, of course, was fun. God, you don't know how many times before I knew how to do that map that I got to the boss and failed because I just couldn't figure out to shoot him in the ass. But doing it on survival, of course, was a blast. See, I'm going to drop some business right here. So everybody, drop your goods for Omni here. I mean, Aquanos hasn't even been mentioned yet, but I think that everyone will be completely ecstatic about it. And I tell you, another map that I really enjoyed was Tavern Defense. I know that was a lot of people's just like power leveling map or whatever, but it was fun. I mean, I had a good time. That was the first of the bigger maps that I was able to do myself, and I thought, oh wow, I'm just hot shit, let me tell you. But one day, I mean, Aquanos has so much love and so many people bring it up. Well, Pasta, it depends. It depends on what your walls are at now, and you're capable of getting walls much higher than what's needed right now. But one thing for certain is strong walls make every build better. If you have the ability to put down some strong walls, you can have weaker defenses still get the job done. So I'm a believer in the walls for sure. Blitzing Wolf going with the shotgun. Oh yeah. But it depends on what you want to do too. I mean, right now, this point at the game, obviously there's like favored builders or flavor of the month type builders and builders that make it a little bit easier to finish maps. However, you can finish Nightmare 4 maps with damn near everything or damn near any character. Not all of them maybe, but once they get that balanced out, it'll be nice. And I'm a firm believer in variety. Now, personally, I'm absolutely in love with the Squire, just from the original game. The Squire and the Summoner were definitely my two favorites. Yeah, Blitzing Wolf, I'm aware. That's actually what I was referring to. I didn't want to come out and say it, but... Here we go, Nightbots. Nightbot's joining the chat. Why, hello, Mr. Nightbot. I agree. Everyone should subscribe to me over at YouTube. So for... Yeah. Yeah, there's a bug there. I'm not gonna actually say it there, Blitzing Wolf, because I will put these videos over on YouTube after the stream's all done. Kotu Live, what up? Nice to see some familiar faces joining the stream again from previous weeks. But anybody that's that's new to my channel or new to my live streams, that I do have some ninja streams. I have some spur of the moment streams that I run periodically. But Friday night at 10:30 p.m. Pacific time is a definite. Epic Eric, the Jester, was absolutely my favorite DPS character. I used the Jester extensively. In fact, that was my first... I think that was the first character I had at max level, all the way up. Was the Jester, and of course it was from playing him so much. The Jester will be here, and one thing we know from the carnival is that the animations, or at least like the basic character model of the Jester, is already done. So, I mean, the Jester is coming. You know, it may not be this year, it may not be next year, whatever. But we do know that the Jester will come to the game. That, and it was another favorite, too. I would like to see the Jester roll out without this little presence and be a full-up DPS character like the Gun Witch or the Barbarian or whatever. That's what I would love to see happen with the Jester. So, were you a, Epic Eric, were you a staff Jester or a gun Jester? I was a gun Jester. I just liked guns. So let's run around and check out Stavion's build here. So we got... Whoop, I'm in his way. Sorry, man. We got Protons. Gonna give him some love right out of the gates with some Serenity, of course, and can't forget the old PDT. Then we got these archers. This is like the best place to place archers on this map, because you're just completely ridiculously maximizing the you know, the use of them and using them from both sides. You were a staff Jester. I was I sported my what was that gun called? The one from King's Game. Pawn Shot, is that right? I was a Pawn Shot user. I loved everything about that gun. I actually never got into the DPS Huntress, to be honest with you. I ran around on the Monk a lot, you know, for repairs and for boosts. So I did have a boost Monk, but my absolute favorite DPS character in the original game was the Jester for sure. It's all good, Blitzing Wolf. All you guys are quicker than me. I'm like the DD2's world's slowest builder. Kotu's in Washington. Where you at in Washington there, Kotu? Washington State or Washington, D.C.? The buffs to the PDTs and Protons, to answer your question, are definitely nice. They definitely are a huge help. Panda just joined the Steam group. You know, I play with Steam group members pretty regularly. In fact, for the most part, the only time I play solo at all anymore is if I'm recording. Because, you know, there's a big, you know, obviously DD2 is, the way it's designed, it's, you know, it's meant to be done in a group. But I do solo builds. I like the challenge of it. And, you know, I know there's a big following of solo players. A lot of people like doing it solo. Washington State. I'm right down the road from you, man. Not too far. I'm actually across the border into Oregon, but I go up to Washington all the time. Beautiful, beautiful state. I'm a little bummed about, I keep bringing it back up because I'm bitter about it. The wife's not letting me go to PAX this year. And it's just irritating because I really, really wanted to go to PAX. Well, PAX West, of course, is in Seattle. And, 3 of the last 4 years I've gone. And it's a really, really fun weekend and an opportunity just to nerd out. Absolutely, Heated. The original 4 are definitely, without a doubt, still viable. Wife calling me in the background there. Hold on one sec. Let me bump her. Alright, I'm back. I didn't answer the phone. She's gonna be mad. She knows I'm streaming. She should, sometimes I think she does that on purpose. Calls when I'm, mid-live stream. Well, thanks there, Kotu. I'm not one for... You know, that was one thing when I started the YouTube channel, I always told myself, is that I'm not going to be fake. And you know what? The fake guys get more viewers. But I just can't do it. I got to be me. So now I don't want to say that 100%. The YouTube channel, it's a sugar-coated version of me. PDTs, they're heated. If you really focus on PDTs and use like frosty PDTs with auras is a pretty nice build. It gets the job done on the original 4. What's going on there, Matrix? Oh, anyway, yeah, you know, you got the people that are fake as hell on their channels, and I mean, some of them are really funny, so I mean, obviously they're doing it for entertainment purposes, and I got no problem with that, but I'm the type of person that I just want to be me. I'm past that point in my life where I really give a shit about impressing other people. Now, that's probably not the best mentality to have when you're trying to build a YouTube channel, but that is mine. But anyway, like I was saying, I'm actually a kind of a sugar-coated version of me, because in real life, I've got a bit of a potty mouth, and most people seem to think I'm a little bit of a smartass. I try not to be, but, well, I can't say that. I don't try not to be. I'm a smartass because it entertains the fuck out of me. Anyway, I tried, you know, I try to keep the YouTube channel, you know, safe for work. I try not to, that, and I do have, I've got a very, very wide group of viewers. You know, I've got 60-year-olds that watch the channel with their grandkids, and, you know, I've got definitely a wide demographic on my viewer base. Yeah, Matrix, it's a grind, especially that Archer set, you know? I mean, if you've just got the Abyss Lord, you definitely want to put together an Archer set. But man, finding 10% Archer damage on every piece is tough. It is definitely a grind. Oh, dang it. There we go. Thought I upgraded the wrong piece there for a minute. Yeah, I agree with you there, Epic Eric. I would have loved to have seen the original auras for the monk. But another thing with that is when they first got to that point, there was lane resistances, and that was a mechanic that they wanted to keep in the game. And it actually, I mean, it made you think about your builds, and you had to look. You couldn't just build and call it good. You had to look at what lanes you had what defenses on. The auras in the original game, though, were badass. There's no doubt. That they looked cool, and they had a very nice graphic in them, or with them. And that strength drain, isn't that what it was called? The strength drain aura? That thing was badass. I mean, it got the job done for you. It definitely helped out. But anyway, I think that was one of the reasons that they didn't bring that one back in, is they wanted to, you know, they wanted to focus on that lane resistance mechanic. And of course, you know, the strength drain aura would have kind of negated that mechanic. Now they ended up taking it out anyway. You know, the lane resistances, of course, are no longer a thing. What do we got coming? Actually, holding off pretty nicely here so far. We got a little ogre goodness coming through here. Let's see. Let's just wreck your face in before you get to that heal there. There we go. I personally, Matrix, out of the choice of the Gun Witch or the EV2, I would definitely suggest the EV first, just because the EV has a lot more utility. The Gun Witch is just, I mean, there's different ways to play the Gun Witch and different ways to build the Gun Witch. You know, whether you go ability power or hero crit, but you know, it's just a defense character, and the EV2 can put out pretty insane amounts of DPS and be an effective builder and just addition to the team. I don't know, Kotu. I like the original game. Or, I mean, I like DD2 and its graphics. Everybody knows my DD2 story. I played it and then stopped playing it because it wasn't DD1 enough for me when I first started. And then I went back and gave it another shot and got really, really hooked on it. And now, you know, now I'm a full-blown addict. They need to start a clinic. I'll be the first patient. Like the old methadone clinic for heroin users. I need some sort of clinic for my DD2 love. Let's see. 143 left. Don't have enough to... I can buff that proton, I guess. Yeah, the harpoons in DD1 were... For me, the harps were incorporated into every build. I used them quite often. You missed the midgets. But yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's nicely animated, I think. You know, I enjoy the cartoony art style. Now, it depends on how you look at it, too. I mean, with DD1, things were bright. I guess if you had to turn... if you turned post-processing off, things were pretty dark. But with a full build set up for the original game, I mean, shit was bright. Yeah, the Barbarian will definitely be a DPS-only character. Well, I mean, I don't know that, but I'm assuming it will be similar to the first character. I'll let these guys come down a little bit. Anyway, I want to get me a damn snipe set, and I've just had the worst luck on getting those passives. And of course, I want the snipe, the critical chance of snipe, and the increased damage or increased crit damage of snipe. I want those two passives, and I mean, I've gotten a few of them, but I just can't. I don't have one single piece that feels like it's the perfect snipe piece. Not one. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more coming. I mean, I almost, with as many hours as I log into it, I want more maps. There's no doubt about that. But part of me almost wishes that they would work on just some of the base mechanics of the game. Some of the server communication issues, and I mean, there's a lot of little known bugs and glitches in the game that have been that way for a long time. Not to beat them up about the Earth Shatter. But I mean, what was the point of even buffing the Earth Shatter Tower while they got the only passive in the game that affects it being completely ineffective? You know, I really think I think they should rethink some of that stuff. Now, of course, you know, at the state of the game where it's still in alpha and in early access, they don't want to lose players. And if they take several months and go without, you know, a new map or a new hero or something for several months, they're going to lose players. I mean, they won't long term. Players will be, you know, a lot of the veteran players, you know, would be stoked about it. You know, you might take a break for a couple months or whatever. What up, Penguin Welder? I woke your ass up in the UK, huh? You had to get up early today. Omni's from the UK, I think. There's quite a few people from the UK here. Die, you dirty flies. Let's see, let's switch over. I guess this doesn't even matter. You know what, I'm going to switch back. Doesn't even matter, because there's nothing on this map that will help out my squire. Yeah, I mean, there's considerable, you know, as with every game that's in early access, there is definitely considerable amounts of bugs and whatnot that need to be addressed. Yeah, anyway, I like using snipe. I just, you know, right now my snipe is not effective. You see it's critting for 270,000, which, you know, obviously is not too shabby, but I don't have any snipe passives. Or, I can't say I don't have any, but I don't have a full set of snipe passives by any means. But I like the thought of it. Definitely like the thought of some sniping. I can get up to, you know, with Dragolich popped, I can get up to like 500k in just sniping on the target dummy. But, you know, I'll be able to get that without Dragolich if I had the passives that I want. Just about there. Another solid build there, Omni. Alright, what's in the box? Give me some goodies. Oh, I agree with you, Kotu. It's been too damn long. They need to address that. See what kind of purge we got. Junky purge weapon. Junky ring. Junky. They know. I mean, Trendy knows that they gotta get the game out of alpha. 287%. That is disgusting. I still don't have a perfect one. I've yet to see it. I've yet to see a 400% one. But I think, I don't remember what mine is, but it's high 300s. It's like 390 something. I'll have to look here and see. 395, so that's not bad. I mean, obviously it's not perfect. And this one actually rolled at a low item power. So it's fully upgraded. It's only at 718. 395% is pretty damn solid.